Yeah, your experience may be entirely different, of course. The stars provide each of us unique options and unique opportunities. But Chiron in the ninth house has allowed me to tune into those energies. Watching my father be so aware of those energies was also a subtle confirmation for me that these energies were real. My father was my authority figure, which is something to consider. Saturn, the authority figure. Saturn in my chart is also in the ninth house, very closely aspected to Chiron. Relationship by aspect, very important. Virgo in the third house, for me, the polarized house of the ninth house, ensured me the option to commune with nature, Virgo, to communicate, which is, of course, a third house trait, with nature. And the tools to help me deeply investigate, explore, and transform what I came to know through my experiences are Pluto and Uranus in that polarized third house. Uranus is there for me with Pluto to help me communicate telepathically with nature. Relationship, again, see how that works? Then Uranus in the third house gives me the option to not only communicate my knowledge, ninth house polarity, but to be able to use advanced technology to do that. And what am I doing now? I'm communicating to you electronically, Uranus. Through the internet, advanced technology, Uranus. Pouring that information out to a thirsty world. Because Uranus rules Aquarius, the water bearer, pouring higher knowledge out onto a thirsty world. Mid-heaven for me also is in Aquarius by the system that I use. This is extra-dimensional astrology. This is what I'm talking about here. Following the energies on all levels. Follow the energies where they lead you in your chart. Look for all the relationships you can find between the energies in your chart. That's what makes for a good reading. Midheaven in the 8th house, for me, is my opportunity for personal power and magnetism. That's 8th house, right? Personal power and magnetism. What is it that will draw people to me magnetically? It's going to be my knowledge and my understanding of these things, of nature, of Gaia, of earth consciousness, and how to experience that, how to find that. And of course then my understanding of the polarized 12th house from the 6th house, from Gaia being in the 6th house, my understanding of the 12th house. How to understand that and how to use all that knowledge and understanding to transcend, right? 8th house transcendence into the 9th house of self-awareness, connection with the higher self in the 9th house, Chiron in the 9th house. I'm a Pisces in the 9th house, and Chiron in Pisces there. Wow, what a trip, right? Because Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and Neptune rules the astral plane. It rules the 12th house. This is the plane where people see and develop their ideas for art, music, movies, pictures, books, stories. This is the dimension of visualization, where we can take an idea and prepare it for crystallization, where we can create the reality of it on this dense physical plane that we live in. The physical is where we manifest, where we create and give physical life to those sounds and those visions and these ideas on the physical plane. The astral is where we dream them up, where we dream of what to create. In my opinion, this is actually the most difficult energy to understand, Neptune energy, 12th house energy. The astral plane isn't exactly something that we learn about in school, right? Of course not. As a matter of fact, a lot of people even laugh at you if you even bring up the subject. The astral world, the ethers, right? Very difficult to understand, very difficult to grasp. You have to experience it to grasp it. The dimension, this is the dimension where ideas begin to take shape, where ideas become a vision. They take on color, they take on feeling, spiritual inspiration, and universal meaning, where possibilities exist and imagination exists. Neptune rules the imagination, fantasy, and the possibility for reality. Neptune rules the subconscious. Terence McKenna talked about the Aboriginals of Australia as describing the astral world as the dream world being the unconscious world being the real world, not this dense physical world of consciousness or mass consciousness being real, but the subconscious actually being reality, the unconscious being real. This is a trip, right? This is true, though. This is what Terence McKenna taught. I learned this through studying his work. And the 12th house is ruled by those energies. The 12th house is the last house of the wheel, the zodiac. It's what we seek to finally understand and find our connection to God there. God, source, the universe, creator, whatever you call it personally, you know what I mean. There are many of you out there with Chiron and Pisces, I know, many of you. I've had a lot of clients with Chiron and Pisces. The meaning there with Chiron and Pisces is to find the relationship to God, whatever that looks like to you. Experience that connection, then help others to find that for themselves. Okay, this is Chiron and Pisces. Guide them to that connection. And I'm very lucky that my grandfather understood the astral world himself and the astral plane and was actually willing to confirm for me that reality. My grandfather was, of course, another solid figure of authority in my life. Again, Saturn authority, closely aspected to Chiron in Pisces in the 9th house in my chart. Relationship by aspect. Don't forget that. So there are some of the basics of Chiron, and a big question, of course, is where is Chiron in your chart and what does it mean? So I hope you found these 2 videos useful. Email me with your questions and I'll get back to you ASAP. You can download and print this script for this video at www.mystarreport.com. And until next time, Lusk out.